She mocked, "Oh wow, tough guy wants to know where I was until 4 in the morning." After she skipped our anniversary meal, I replied, "Not anymore." What she didn't realize was that I'd already spotted her location at her former boyfriend's place. The locks were replaced before she stirred that afternoon. I, 31 male, had been with Mallory, 29, for 4 years, engaged for 6 months. Our anniversary fell last Tuesday, not merely a dating milestone, but the exact date of our engagement proposal. Huge occasion for us, or at least I believed so. Secured a spot at the steakhouse where I'd popped the question. The identical table and all. Pulled a string with the manager, an old college buddy. Informed Mallory about it 3 weeks in advance. Added it to both our schedules. Even purchased the dress she'd been admiring as a premature anniversary present. That morning, she pecked me farewell. "See you at 7:30, handsome." Excited to slip into the dress. Ideal. I carried the ring enhancement she'd been dropping hints about in my jacket pocket. Intended to catch her off guard with it during the meal. Skipped lunch to wrap up work early. Got a fresh trim. Grabbed some blooms. Messaged her at 5. Heading out from the office now. Love you too. Prepping myself now. Arrived at the eatery at 7:20. They had bubbly on standby. Her preferred blossoms arranged on the table. The server, Carlos, recalled us from the engagement moment. All was flawless. 7:30 arrived. 7:45. 8 o'clock. Sent a text. "Hey love, you delayed? Read receipts active." No response. Phoned at 8:15. Sent to voicemail after 2 rings. That's when suspicion hit. If she were en route, it would ring until voicemail. If in distress, she wouldn't send it away. She deliberately ignored my call. Carlos kept inquiring, "Shall we keep the table, sir?" At 8:45, I settled the bubbly tab and departed. Drove back to a vacant home. Her vehicle was absent. The outfit I'd gotten her remained dangling in the wardrobe with tags intact. Now, a detail about Mallory. She's glued to her iPad. Relies on it for all sorts. Graphic design tasks, online purchases, social platforms. And she'd left it on the kitchen counter that morning. Pinged with an alert. Note from a contact labeled Jim Derrick. Except she dropped that fitness center 8 months prior upon our engagement. Claimed she wanted to concentrate on nuptial arrangements. I shouldn't have peeked. But I did. The exchanges dated back 2 months. Began harmless. "Hey stranger. Been a while." Evolved to "I miss our chats and recall that sauna incident." Tuesday's thread. "Derek. Still good for tonight?" "Yes." Eagerly awaiting. Haven't checked out your new pad yet. I'll ensure it's rewarding. I'll say to CM at Simone's. Anniversary meal is next week regardless. She'd intentionally mixed up the date. Informed him our milestone was the following week. Most recent note. Dispatched at 8:47 p.m. Nearly there, sweetie. Traffic was nuts. Begin without me. I stared at that iPad for likely 10 minutes. 4 years. Ring improvement in my pocket. Ceremony locations reserved. And she's heading to her ex's residence on our special day. Didn't message her. Didn't ring again. Simply got to task. First, reviewed our rental agreement. Both signatures. But I'd covered rent solo since her venture launch. Etsy store pulling in around $200 monthly. Property owner favored me. Had noted if we split, he'd retain me as renter. Second, nuptial suppliers. We'd place down payments. Yet all charged to my plastic. Her name listed on agreements as bride. But I was the funding source. Began firing off emails. Venue, must cancel Wilson Torres nuptials. Photographer, scrapping June reservation. Caterer, kindly handle cancellation. DJ, services no longer required. Majority were non-returnable deposits. Roughly $8,000 vanished. Worth each cent. At 11:30 she messaged. At Simone's. Girls' wine evening spiraled. Don't stay awake. I responded. Packed systematically. Her art materials, exercise attire she rarely wore. Ornaments I'd gifted her. Left those, as they were presents. Her grandma's porcelain set she'd inherited. meticulously wrapped in bubbles. I'm not heartless. At 4:15 a.m., caught her vehicle pulling into the drive. She attempted stealth entering. Footwear in hand, outfit creased, locks disheveled. Halted upon spotting me on the sofa amid cartons. What's going on? Boxing your belongings. At 4 a.m., are you out of your mind? Curious hour to return from Simone's. She attempted composure. We got carried away with time. You understand wine gatherings. With Derek? Her face paled. What? Displayed her iPad. You abandoned this? He believes our milestone is next week. She cycled through phases swiftly. Rejection. It's not as it appears. Fury. You invaded my privacy? Negotiation. We only conversed. Nothing occurred. Oh wow, she uttered. Tone laced with mockery. Tough guy needs to track my whereabouts till 4 a.m. Overbearing? Not anymore. Passed her a large envelope. Duplicates of every cancellation verification. Venue, photographer, caterer, the works. She leafed through them, fingers trembling. You scrapped our ceremony? What ceremony? You can't wed someone you're betraying. I wasn't betraying. God, you're so doubtful. Your former beau. The gym one. The one whose fresh apartment you were anxious to visit. On our special day. It's not our special day. That's next week. Retrieved my phone. Displayed images from prior year. Identical date. Her personal Instagram entry. 1 year engaged to my forever. She collapsed onto the floor. Oh my God. Yeah, but I figured. You informed Derek it was next week. Simpler to deceive him than me? Update 1. The self-importance surged fully once the days lifted. After grasping she truly overlooked our actual milestone, Mallory attempted to reverse blame. This is your doing. You ought to have prompted me. I did. 3 weeks back. Entered in your planner. Purchased you an outfit. Well, clearly I was overwhelmed and mixed up. Ceremony prep is draining. What prep? You've accomplished zilch for 6 months beyond saving ideas on Pinterest. She crashed at her sibling Harper's that initial evening. Harper rang me the following dawn. What did you do to my sister? She's distraught. I did nothing. She passed our milestone with her ex. She claimed it was a date confusion. She advised him our milestone was next week to meet him on the real date. Pause. Then? That's. Yeah. Wednesday, Mallory arrived for items while I was at the office. Except I'd taken leave, merely stationed nearby. Observed her filling her vehicle, then tailed discreetly. She bypassed Harper's. Headed directly to Derek's complex. Revealing. Thursday, the self-importance intensified. She phoned via Harper's device. I blocked her line. We must discuss the ceremony funds. What regarding them? I desire half returned. Half of the irrevocable deposits. You axed without my input. I deserve compensation. You were at your ex's residence. For the final time, nothing transpired. Then why fabricate about Simone's? Because I anticipated your exaggeration, as now. The looping reasoning was remarkable. Betrays, fabricates about it. Then faults me for responding to the fabrication. No compensation. I covered all deposits. My details on the bills? That's monetary control. That's repercussions. She disconnected. 20 minutes on, received a Venmo demand $4,000. Memo. My portion of ceremony funds you took. Rejected. Blocked on Venmo as well. Friday marked her gravest error. Shared on social networks. When domineering males scrap your ceremony because they're intimidated by opposite-sex bonds. Women, the warnings are genuine. Heed your instincts when vibes seem wrong. Escaped a hazard, harmful dominance. The remarks began encouraging. Then mutual pal Cody added, hold on. Didn't you ditch your milestone meal to spend time with your ex? Mallory.it was a mix-up in communication. But you advised Derek it was next week? Seems the communication was precise, merely deceitful. The momentum shifted. Folks began probing. She removed the entry in under an hour, but captures were spreading. Then Derek's partner joined the discussion. Indeed, Derek had a partner, Natalie. They dated 8 months. She viewed the captures and contacted me. Hi, odd inquiry, but was Mallory at Derek's Tuesday evening? Per her iPad exchanges. Affirmative. That deceitful. He claimed a professional event. Apparently his professional event extended to 4 a.m. Could you forward those captures? Went further. Met her for Java. Displayed all. The 2-month escalation, the milestone evening coordination, the fresh pad remarks. Natalie was composed. Steady. Strategic. He's unaware I'm informed yet. I aim to manage this properly. Understand. Unboxing her items currently. Has she resided with him? Likely. Informed her sister she was there but her vehicle's at Derek's daily. Natalie grinned. It was chilling. Ideal. Saturday midday. Received a message from unfamiliar digits. This is Derek. We should converse guy to guy. Past. Mallory's crashing here and it's stirring trouble. She requires her items from your spot. Already boxed. Harper can retrieve. She claims you secured her grandma's porcelain. It's bubble wrapped in the storage area. As I informed her. Look dude, I seek no conflict. But Nat's growing wary and Mal needs steady lodging. The nerve. He desired me to reclaim my unfaithful ex so his partner wouldn't discover his infidelity. Not my issue. Or Mallory's issue. It's yours and Natalie's. You informed Nat? She inquired. I confirmed. You spiteful jerk. You just destroyed my bond. No. You accomplished that by welcoming my fiancé over while deceiving your partner. He ended the call. An hour later, Mallory rang from another line. You informed his partner? What's your damage? She queried if you were there Tuesday. I affirmed. Truth stings? She evicted him. He's without home due to you. He's without home due to his betrayal. You're both without home due to your betrayal. Spotting a trend? Where do I go? Not my concern. Final update: the total unraveling of Mallory and Derek's illusion has been nearly healing to observe. After Natalie expelled Derek, he assumed he'd settle with Mallory at Harper's. Harper blocked that instantly. I'm not sheltering my sister's fling partner. Are you mad? So there they stood. Two betrayers with no refuge. Derek landed in a cheap motel exceeded. Mallory shifted between Harper's sofa and her folks' home 2 hours distant. But here's where Mallory's self-importance peaked anew. She launched a crowdfunding page. Aid me recover post-domestic monetary mistreatment. Alleged I'd ensnared her economically and axed her fantasy ceremony as retribution. Target. $10,000 for first month rent and relocation costs. She collected $50 from her mother. Meanwhile, Derek faced his fallout. Natalie wasn't merely a partner. She co-owned their fitness training facility. She held 60% via family funds. He held 40%. She forwarded a purchase offer. Market value less the sums he'd used on lodgings during his professional outings. Revealed Mallory wasn't his sole extra. He attempted resistance. She possessed proof. Card records of in fees while allegedly at seminars. Camera clips of him departing with assorted females, not Natalie. Derek's standing in the wellness circle collapsed. Lost his social verification badge. Endorsement deals abandoned him. Shifted from wellness mogul to jobless in a fortnight. Mallory attempted loyalty to her guy. Shared uplifting posts about reconstructing as a pair and rebirth from ruins. Then she learned of the additional females. Phoned me weeping from her mom's device. Genuinely weeping. Did you know? Know what? That others existed. That I wasn't unique. I knew he was unfaithful. Rest his concerns. How many? Query Natalie. She maintains records. Records? Q-coded tables. She's detailed. The noise she emitted was gut-wrenching. Nearly pitted her. Nearly. I wrecked all for zilch. Indeed. The ceremony. The residence.us. For a person with 3 other partners. For, including Natalie. She disconnected. Last week bumped into Harper at the market. Uncomfortable yet polite. How's Mallory? Residing with our parents. Employed at Dad's tool shop. Erased all online profiles after, well. Derek? Latest rumor, relocated with his mother in a different state. Natalie acquired him out for next to nothing. Beneficial for Natalie. Yes, she's thriving actually. Revamped the facility. Revenue up 40%. We separated amicably. That evening, received one last message from Mallory's prior number. Presumably reactivated. I realize you'll likely erase this, but I must express it. I discarded 4 years for 2 months of notice from someone who couldn't even spell my surname right in his contacts. You merit superior. The ring enhancement you carried that evening? Harper mentioned it. I'm regretful. Not seeking pardon. Just wished you aware. Didn't reply. No words needed. The ring? Exchanged back. Applied the funds to a lone journey to Iceland. Long desired. Shared one image. Merely the scenery, no words required. My flat's serene now. Began seeing a lady from my reading group, Elena. She values milestone meals and hasn't referenced any gym formers. Mallory remains in her native town, likely vending fasteners and tools for her father. Derek's instructing aerobic dance at a local center somewhere, per wellness chatter. They both sought to toy. She craved the rush of an old flame while retaining a fiancé's stability. He craved amassing females like trading cards. Now they're both solitary, restarting from scratch. As for me, I gained a key insight. When someone reveals their character, like overlooking your milestone to join their ex, trust it immediately. The locks weren't merely swapped that night. All changed. And truthfully, finest $8,000 I ever forfeited. Minor cost for evading that disaster. Not anymore, Mallory. Not anymore.